1 for our third day of pre-season testing in Russia. Tonight we've got everybody's favorite Sheldon, Cactus the Big, joining us tonight, and we've got a guest as well, one of the new drivers for next season, the most anticipated season of sim racing, Kunrad Free. Welcome, guys.
How's it, Johnny? Yeah. Kunrad, if you'd like to maybe introduce yourself to our esteemed followers of YouTube. You're going to be very popular after this. Good. So what do you find yourself as a driver? Are you more assisted driver, or you like to have less assist? Do you drive manual, automatic? Hundreds. And in terms of times around Russia, where do you think you fit in, looking at the last 2 days of practice? Yeah, no. You can also, Adrian, I mean, guys like Jacques Lecrancy, Lee van Rooyen, Eugene S44, those boys are pretty damn quick. So, yeah, they always manage to find additional lap times when it comes to the crunch.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, sweet hundreds, yeah. So, yeah, no, he's really right in front. I think Barry's 01 following in second. It's a lot of catching up to do right now in the Formula 1 season. But I do think, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, it's actually one more race to go. We actually 2 more races to go. Brazil and Abu Dhabi left for the season.
No, all that, we've got a meeting scheduled for Saturday. We're going to discuss everything, so I think all that information will still come through next week, because we still have an off week next week for the drivers, but management is still going to go and sort things out and find the details out after, behind the scenes. So all that information will come through, but we will still have a races next week taking place, because we still have a championship decider in tier 2 to take place. So yeah, we still have, and I think in tier 1 as well, so let's see.
Yeah, and yeah, as I said, Barry's needing a miracle to catch up to Jacques Lecrancy. Jacques Lecrancy needs to finish outside the points. I think in both those races for Barry's to have an opportunity to actually win. So yeah, it's getting down to the tight side, the end of the championship now. It's going to be interesting to see. As you see, Kunrad, you heard Jacques Lecrancy, dominating most of tier 1. Yeah, it did come in pretty late into FTR, but yeah, set benchmark from the get-go. So when you look at comparing yourself, you look at Jacques Lecrancy, you're looking at Lee van Rooyen, looking at Barry's, Eugene. Not sure if Divan is joining us for 2020 for season 2 of FTR. Also another great job, and a lot of new boys coming in also seem to be quite basic. And have you acquired the 2020 game as yet?
Sorry, just to interrupt. I just need you to go to your party settings and just select the option for your voice to be broadcasted, please, because the guys can't hear you on the stream.
Okay, so hopefully that works. I'm sorry on my behalf. That's my mistake. But yeah,
I think it's a common oversight. No real issues.
It's my first time commentating. So yeah, it's my first time, so I'm still learning. I'm gonna let you two boys do most of the commentating, and yeah, I'm just gonna fill in the gaps, and hopefully it goes well.
Oh, you're doing good so far.
All you gotta do is talk.
That's all you have to do.
But you'll find this is a nice lead into actually commentating on the race. I mean, as Adrian said, a lot more action going down in the races. But testing is nice. It gives you time to talk a bit about the game, a bit about the drivers, looking at some new guys coming in, just maybe benchmarking some of the drivers, which is nice. But I think your real test will come in when the guys start qualifying and racing. Then you'll find out about commentating and if it's really in it for you. It's pretty fun. It's nice to feel involved in the action.
Definitely.
Yeah, you add excitement to it as well. So
yeah,
and the guys, yeah. I mean,
it gets exciting in the comms book sometimes.
Very, very exciting.
But sorry, Sheldon, I see Boris just posted a benchmark here of a 135.5 on the hard tire. I just want to explain to our viewers as well how this works. We've got a session, practice session, 90 minutes, where the gentlemen have 20 minutes on a set of tires. Not a set, a compound of tires. We've got the hard, medium and soft compounds where they have to post their best time. And then all that 3 times will be calculated and we work out a delta, and that will secure their space in a different tier. So, oh. Sorry, Sheldon, for interrupting.
No, not at all. That's was actually one of my points that I wanted to cover, but thank you. It was sorted, so got a tickle in my throat here, so I'm sip of coffee. But so, how are you finding the 2020 game yourself, Rod? Probably, everyone's saying the best Formula 1 game out there. But what are some of the aspects you find are different or improved upon versus? You say you haven't really played much in 2019, but that's what you have played. What is the real touch differences that you find?
I've actually spoken to Adrian about that earlier today. I've seen a lot of track changes, a lot of improvements to the tracks. The drivers, the official F1 drivers like Charles Leclerc, Lando Norris have played 2019, and they've spoke to the guys back at Codemasters, and they've improved a lot. Today was the first time I played on Mexico, and they've changed the track so much. Not just the track itself, but the surroundings. So they've really put in a lot of time. So yeah, I'm just excited to play it. It's the best driving game because the previous game was, I didn't enjoy setting the ERAs, changing it every corner, and that was just, it wasn't a pure driving game. So I'm enjoying 2020 way more. You can focus on the driving way more, and I mean, if you nail a lap, it's so satisfying on this game.
Yeah. I find that I do drive set to. I mean, I don't have a lot of time to practice, so I drive with some assists. I've been trying to drive manual now, and yeah, driving manual and thinking about your ERS and thinking about your fuel mix, it gets a bit overwhelming at points. We actually want to I'd rather just have this on auto deployment and sort it, but yeah, hopefully luckily that game gives you the option to do it.
Most of the official F1 drivers actually played with the auto ERS on 2019 because they also thought that changing the ERS was way too much. And to add on everything that you said that you had to change in a lap, with that comes the brake bias as well, because changing the brake bias constantly helps you through different corners. So yeah, it's quite a lot of things that needed to be adjusted. So yeah, in 2020 it's way less, and that's what I like. So I'm very impressed with the game. They've made a lot of changes, and yeah, so far I'm enjoying it, and yeah, hopefully I can give the guys a fight, and I can match up with them on this game.
Yeah, I had a mini incident of trying to change the fuel mixture coming from the RS mixture, changing the bias incorrectly and then the differential, and then you actually just mess up with your setup sometimes. So I think for a controller, it's a lot to do for a controller. You only have so many fingers, and they can do so many things at once. I think on a rig, slight advantage only where you can have more access to be able to change these dials, to change these settings, but yeah, controller I think very difficult.
Yeah, and especially it makes you concentrate less on the corners that you need to take perfectly, because I mean you're looking down at the screen to see that you set it right, and then when you look up you're almost at the corners, so you lose a lot of concentration through that, I feel, as well.
I can only imagine that. Yeah, those are good now, and setting benchmark times now can only improve quite dramatically come 2020 game as well. So they'll have more time to focus on that good driving that we all know and see guys, as I said, like Clacrancy, Oldie Bones, OKNL. So yeah, lots to come.
There's a lot to come. Sheldon, yeah, I see the closest time to Paris is leave 136, almost flat. So yeah, there's lots to be seen, but I just want to go to our comms section quickly, or you can go to the comms section. I just want to talk a little bit about Tones and Silent Night. Two guys also got the game just before we started our first season, and yeah, two formidable little drivers there. I saw Silent Night also finish on the podium now in USA, so I think he's on a high, so he should be doing good tonight.
For sure, yeah. I think we recruited or got a lot of new players onto the game coming into our league. When we say new drivers, like as you said, brand new to even Formula 1 2019. So huge improvements we've seen over the season. I can mention my teammate, Dr. Klaas. I think you wouldn't mind. In his first race, running out of fuel in Austria.
You must get the wooden spoon for that one.
Yeah, the Domkop of the year.
Yeah.
I always tease him about it. And yeah, shout out to Dr. C. And I mean, if you see now, he's consistently finishing well within points. You know, he's for sure way outperforming myself. He's putting in the practice time, so no, that's.
I just want to follow Abilach here quickly, Heinrich, our league owner. He's going to go on a hot lap now. And yeah, Heinrich is doing. I cannot praise this guy enough because he's doing a formidable job for the league.
I know, Heinz really putting his heart and soul into ensuring everything's running nice and smooth for these pieces and testings. Also ensuring that season 2 is on track for the date of launch. Doing a lot, in terms of our website is ftrf1.com. You can go along there, you can follow through the season if you miss any races. There will be some highlights and so forth for you there. You can follow the championship. Also, all the effort he puts on the Facebook pages, the updates that come there. And yeah, obviously the collection of sponsorship.
Yeah, he posted a fast first sector here. Let's see how it goes now in the second sector. Of course, we know I can be quick. He can be very quick. Good day.
So yeah, some of the sponsorships that he's pulled in, as well as you guys are following him around. it's quite incredible the amount of sponsorship that's been attracted to the league. What's in it for the drivers and the winners of the championships, but we're not just focusing on who's the best and who's the fastest. There's also thought obviously been put into how can we reward everybody and how can we try and reward everybody. So there's some prizes coming, some merchandise you can either purchase or some merchandise that might be given away, a hoodie or a shirt. So he's really trying to make it fair for everybody. And every time, he wants you to do something, he always... And he goes third there, I see.
First, third,
He's
fastest. He's 200 behind Lee. But yeah, I just want to check in our live chat on YouTube. Gerard Kotze, die-hard viewer of us, subscriber. Hi guys, hi Gerard, Bonita Kotze, hi guys. Yeah, I see the ladies are busy again. Bonita Kotze is supporting Nam Bulldog, Henry Nagel, that's the wife of Jaco Nagel, or girlfriend, I'm not sure about, no, sorry, wife. Hi guys, hi all, good luck Jaco Nagel. My better half as well. She's sitting there in the lounge working, supposed to be working. Hi everyone, good luck to all the drivers. Hi to all the ladies. Just going on here.
So Debbie's your wife?
Yeah, Debbie's my wife, yes.
She's supposed to be working.
She's supposed to be working.
She's actually got a priority set straight, watching the stream, supporting the guys, so I think that's actually better than...
I don't know if you watched the stream on Monday. We had such a good time with the ladies. It was actually quite awesome. The ladies were keeping this live chat alive. They put the live in live chat.
Great party chat, yeah.
Yeah, and Heinrich is actually, he's commentating tomorrow night, and he's going to have a special with the ladies tomorrow night, I believe, so it's going to be fun to see.
2-for-1 cocktails, all at HB's Bar.
HB's Bar.
Live
ladies.
On YouTube. Yeah.
And we
ladies
are actually,
drink free.
Yes, and the ladies, they actually asked if they can have a league for themselves, or a tier for themselves.
No, hundreds. I think that is definitely something we did chat about as well. I think prior to yourself also joining now the Management League, and actually welcome. I don't think I've congratulated you on WhatsApp, but yeah, welcome to the ever hard working real McCoy. Now you never knew what was work until you joined now this FTR management, but. So yeah, we actually did have a discussion. How do we attract more gamer girls into the racing leagues? There are ladies out there that are racing. It's just how we try to understand how do we reach them? How do we make it attractive for them to race here? We don't want to have a women's league, but if the ladies are good enough and if they're good racers, they should be riding in all the tiers, any tiers, tier 1 or tier 2. Put some ears on for the guys. Yeah, those, and I think we need to have some sort of outreach program, not just targeting on ladies only to have a ladies only league, but if you want more tiers, get more drivers in, as you know. So, yeah, for sure, if there are ladies out there, or you guys with many girlfriends race, definitely get them the game, get them playing with you instead of moaning about you playing the game.
No, definitely, but I'm just afraid if I'm not going to have my PlayStation anymore.
Oh, right. It's going to be taken over.
Oh, no, definitely. It's a difficult thing because if I know my wife, if she gets a mindset on something, then yeah, it's either one or two. I'm going to lose my PlayStation or I have to buy another one.
Yeah. You're going to lose your PlayStation and you're going to lose your seat.
Yeah. Andre Nagel actually said now, I started practicing, actually loving it. I now know what's the fuss about. Can't stop getting mad when Jaco wants to play. Well done, Andre. Well done. That's what we want to hear.
100. It's addictive. I mean, it's okay. I find it also it's an enjoyable release. I mean, it takes you away for about an hour from anything that you've been thinking about. Work life, personal life, home life, whatever the case is. Any issues pretty much disappear for that hour and a half. But then the competitiveness of it itself. I mean, when you mid-battle, midway through a race with someone, that's the feeling that you get. It's like pretty damn relaxing, but it's intense but relaxing at the same time. So yeah, it's absolutely awesome. I mean, talking about any games as well. But no matter what you're playing, be it Formula 1, be it Call of Duty, Apex, and I don't want to swear live on YouTube, but Fortnite as well. So yeah, gaming is pretty cool. I think it's hugely on the rise now, especially during Rogues in lockdown in COVID. We all know that Mr. CR is speaking tonight, so we wonder what he has to say. But yeah.
Maybe he's going to shock us with another hard lockdown for 2 weeks.
No, you can hard open the alcohol at the bottle stores again.
I'm up for hard lockdown again. Yeah.
Nice.
Work is
nice
interfering with my
holiday.
PlayStation life now.
Oh yeah. It's interfering with me gaming till 6 o'clock in the
definitely.
morning again. Yes.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out here to Boris as well. What's up, boykies? Thanks, Boris. Nice to see you again here as well. Yeah, I just want to talk about the sponsorships quickly. There's a few sponsors that's been allocated, and yeah, season 2, guys, is going to be epic. I don't have words for it. It's going to be huge, to put it in that way. It's not actually the right word to use, but things to come, guys. Just sit here and watch. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think a lot of what we've done and what we've spoken about and what we're looking at doing, it's all just been testing and leading up to season 2. So season 2 will change pretty much the landscape of FCR in itself. So really going to see some new innovations, some nice streaming updates that we can bring into the stream itself. So yes, and for sure with the website that's up now that you can follow along, updates on Facebook. We're going to try and bring you highlights packages. So yeah, we're not Sky TV production quality, but something similar, hopefully.
I just want to just note here quickly. I see there's only like 1 minute and 20 seconds left of the hard session. I see most of the drivers fitted already and fitted the medium tire. Trans is already going to outlap, and Jakob Nagel. Must just be careful. But yeah, the benchmark's been set by Boris, 1:35.3, actually better the time. So yeah, he's going to be definitely, I think, the competition between him and Jacques Legrandsi now in Tier 1 is quite exciting to watch, because they are going back and forth on the World Championship. What's your view on that,
Well, I mean, I think Jacques had a few difficult races. It's we won't say about any incidents, we won't put our judgment on it, that's the stewards. But he had a few difficult races, one in Sochi that I do remember as well. He lost some traction to Boris on the championship, but I think then Japan was the next track that they rode at, and he absolutely dominated qualifying, he dominated the race, and he set the fastest lap. So coming towards the end of the championship, sure, Jacques is going to look. It's Jacques to lose, maybe, Boris needs a bit of a miracle, or a bit of results to go his way in terms of Jacques not finishing. If that was your question, actually, I was a bit zoned out on some of the information I had on my phone regarding sponsorships, but hopefully I answered your question. If not, you can repeat it.
Which question was that?
Oh, my thoughts on Boris and Jacques as the championship.
Yeah, no, that was the question. Yeah, that one.
Okay, that was the question. No, I was following along a bit of your question, and I followed along a bit of actually just trying to get the sponsors' names written down, just to maybe give them a bit of a mention later. And then I was like, okay, wait, shit, Adrian's asking me a question.
Actually, I've got a question for Conrad as well, because he's new in the league, and I've seen him following, you know, he's playing with a few guys, and Conrad, what do you expect from a teammate, and how are you going to select your teammates?
Well, first of all, they need to be fast. I mean, if you want to go for the constructors, you need a teammate that's consistent. You need a teammate that gives you a battle every single race weekend. And I mean, first of all, if we fight for the driver's title, then it's going to be close racing. But if we're not fighting for the driver's title, I mean, if I'm fast on track, I would expect my teammate for us to get the maximum points. And I've actually talked to a few guys that are interested in being my teammate, and they said, yeah, they are willing to play the team game, and yeah, hopefully we can fight for the championship. He's quite close to me, so I'm quite excited to start the championship and see how we do, because I think it's going to be close. So I think we're going to be very closely matched on track, so you're going to see battles every single weekend.
Interesting. It's nice to know everybody's views on selecting a teammate. Yours, Sheldon?
Regarding teammates.
Teammate selection, yes.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm pretty happy with my teammate Dustin. We think we got an understanding in terms of our race pace is probably pretty similar. Maybe over one lap I've slightly got the edge, but as I said, he's very consistent. I think that's just what you want. Number one, you want, maybe, yes, if you look at constructors' point, you want a consistent teammate. You're going to finish consistent with points, unlike me. So I don't know if I'm his number one selection. But look, we communicate well through the race. Try and obviously judge when is the right time to put, determine on where you are, who you're fighting. If I'm higher up or he's higher up, we try and let him know what's going on further back down the grid. Also, not to affect your strategy or the leader of the teammates their race. So yeah, it's and if you need to be able to gel together, have a good laugh as well. Know that, give each other the space on the track, respect each other. But if we have to, things if it comes to a fight on track, there needs to be a gentleman's agreement. That if you're keeping up your teammates, you should go, let him go ahead or whatever. So yeah, it's you want to beat your teammate. I think that's your benchmark, and you become friends. But at the end of the day, it's really, as Kunal said, if you can win a championship or a constructors championship, you're gonna be thinking about that as well. So I'm pretty happy with Dustin. Very good guy, very funny. So we have a good time.
That's it's always nice to see what the other guys are thinking and how they're going to make their selection. But I saw Boris just went on the quickest lap now, 34.4. That's the time I actually expect from a lot of these guys in the session. On the medium tire to go low 135s to 1 minute 134s. What is your expectations for this? Actually, you and Kunal.
Well, Kunal, you can go ahead.
Well, I think a lot of these guys can actually go a lot, or maybe 2/10 faster than they will eventually set at the end of this session. But that's just all because it's so hard to get a perfect lap around this track. So, I mean, you can never get a perfect lap. You're fast in the one sector, and then the sector you were the fastest in the previous lap, you make a mistake in that sector. So it's very difficult, but I believe these guys are fast. And in times, maybe a 134.2, 134.3 will be the fastest. But I mean, I can't predict the future, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. Look, I haven't partaken in practice yet, and yes, I haven't. I've been pretty busy with work and so forth, so I haven't checked the times from day one and day two. But yeah, I do remember from my qualifying, I'm not the quickest leader out there, but I did go into the high 134s. I think it was a 134.8. And also in qualifying, you do have the extra fuel mix mode. So, but these guys like Burries, Nam Bulldog, they're in tier 1, so they are, they are a lot quicker. I'd expect now in these mediums around the 130, 134 mark, yes, 134, between 134, 134.5, somewhere around there should be decent medium time comparatively for the tier 1 drivers for sure. I'd love to see how they go, but yeah, Kunrad's right. This is a track as well. If you get into the zone and you find the rhythm, you can make up a lot of time. But just slightly misjudge yourself. I mean, if around turn 3, example, if you run in too wide around turn 3, the long hairpin bend, basically, if you want to call it that, you can lose 2 to 3 tenths going around there just by running slightly wide, not getting that line right. So I'm with Puffmas, and he's actually going to go around turn 3 now. So I also found that it compromises your exit of turn 4, where you can either be flying through turn 4, or you have to really gear down and slam on the brakes to get through turn 4, and that just obviously adds on time throughout the lap. If you get it right, though, you're good. So, but I'm sure these boys know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, even if you go too tight through that long left-hander, I mean, you can lose a tenth as well, a tenth and a half if you go too tight and you go too much on the curb. You can even spin out. I've never spun out there, but I've seen videos where people have spun out there. And I mean, even the first chicane, that's also tricky because you can gain a lot of time there, but you can lose more time than you can gain if you get it wrong. So there's a lot of time to be found on this track, but I mean, it's so difficult to get everything right on one lap. So it's going to take a lot of concentration for these guys to get the maximum out of their machines.
It is a long lap too, so the concentration levels need to be pretty high. I mean, a 134 comparatively is quite long. I mean, if you look at Belgium at around the 140s, so yeah, it's definitely a long lap as well, and it comes at you quickly. There is maybe 2 very long straight sections, but the mid-section of the track, the technical bits come at you pretty quickly. So you got to be switched on. And also turns 1 and 2, as you mentioned, Kunrad. Sorry, man. It's very, very small margin of area for invalid laps as well. So with practice, obviously a lot more lenient because we just want to get a benchmark. But when it comes to the qualifying and racing or in season, it's small margins for that.
And also the tricky part of tracks like Sochi and Belgium is that you don't have as much downforce as you'd like through those corners, because you have to compensate for the long straights as well. Because I mean, you can't be gaining half a second through the corners but lose a second on the long straights. So you have to get the perfect setup and then just maximize what you have in that setup. And if it doesn't work, then you have to go back to the drawing board and make some changes. So that's also the difficult part about getting it right. So it's not just always about the driving, it's about getting everything right. So you have to put in a lot of practice, and you just have to play with the settings, and you'll be surprised with how much time you can get with a car that's much more suited to your driving style than what other people like to run with setups. So it just depends on your driving style and what you like.
100. I also find that the last 2 turns, last 2 corners on this track, there you can get, the chicane, basically the last 4 corners, you want to call it, the chicane, and then up to the double right-hander. I find myself there, that is a huge time gainer or time loss if you do not get that entrance into the chicane correct, and then onto the last 2 final corners. Pretty tricky, and the car has to be set up pretty nice to get around there. And again, also, there's limits you have to keep within, and it's very difficult when you're trying to push the maximum.
Yeah, no, for sure. And especially in F1 2020, they've made changes to the tracks, like I've said. The corner is much, the corner is much wider than it was. It's pretty narrow in 2019. It's pretty close to the wall, so they've taken the wall away and they've extended the chicane. And they've also added a lot of elevation changes, which makes it especially more difficult in the new game. So it's going to take more time for these guys to master that corner. I've been finding it very difficult. The last two right-handers I don't find that difficult, but definitely that chicane can lose you a lot of time.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Sorry guys, I just want to jump in here. I see the guys are starting to show their pace now. We've got Maurice, Lead van Rooyen and Oudelaar. They are all three in the 134s, and just behind them is France on 135 and Willem in the Ferrari. Willem is also currently on the outlap. I just want to focus a little bit on Torman Kills. He's one of our drivers from tier 2. Okay, he went he's going into the pits now, so he's just skipping. But yeah, also a gentleman that joined us mid-season, and he's been also very consistent on track.
Yeah, pretty good performer. Also, yeah, as you said, joined the halfway through the season. Obviously been playing Formula 1 for a bit. Has definitely got the skill, definitely got the pace. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he drove pretty well. Was it USA?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I had a pretty nice battle with him. It was a Toro Rosso that he was in.
On USA, Sheldon, what happened? What happened on the USA, especially on the first turn? What happened there?
So I had no idea. I was fourth after turn 1, and
I was commentating on the race, and I just saw 4 cars just going straight into the barrier.
Look, you and I were as surprised as I was that I actually went off the track without actually concentrating on what I was doing. And I started 11th, and after the first turn I was 4th. And I just saw a number of retirements, and I was like, oh, hopefully I didn't cause that, because I came from 11th to 4th. And anyway, I left, and in that frame of mind, I had forgotten that there's the rest of the track that I still need to get through, because I was so surprised by coming 4th. And then later on, obviously, I re-looked at the highlights, and I saw some guys just seem not to make turn 1. It just seemed like they were following a different track or a different path, and going straight right off. I think it was Warlock, if I'm not mistaken, Okinel.
Yeah,
and there was
on screen. It looked so funny. Yeah, it didn't seem to be real. Because HP and I, we were like, what just happened here now? Because this is the sort of thing that never happens in one of our races. But yeah, but we have difficulties now with 2019.
Attention to someone has joined in. If I can bring attention to Belgium, when I was commentating on Jacques Lecrancy, and he was coming around just after the Kemmel Straight.
Okay, the guys just left. I think they saw it, so commentating.
Yeah, they probably want to play some games. Probably ready to play
Sorry
some
for
games.
viewers. But yeah.
Yeah, okay guys. If you... I thought it was something similar to that what happened when I was commentating on the Tier 1 race with Jacques Lecrancy. And he came down the Kemmel Straight, and it looked like he had gone straight into the wall, and I commentated on him actually crashing out. Yet, you know, it was basically an internet lag situation, some latency, and he was fine. So I was commentating on an event that wasn't happening. And I actually thought and expected that would be the case there, but then when I started seeing the messages on the WhatsApp group and I saw the guys actually tired, I really, it was surprising to me and also again funny to see that it was just turn one wasn't
Yeah, it.
like,
But yeah, since the start of this week, I think the service is being blown up with the guys playing 2020. So yeah, there's some difficulties with 2019, connecting difficulties, getting into lobbies and multiplayer lobbies and that sort of thing. It's just weird, but fortunately for us, tomorrow night's going to be the last time we're actually going to race on 2019, and from tomorrow night on we move on to 2020. And it's nice to see that the drivers in the league actually committed on buying the game, and I know there's a few drivers that actually help each other out to get the game. And it's nice to see the sportsmanship and the fellowship the guys actually, or the friendship they build just through a PlayStation game, and to stay competitive with one another, and just reaching out and say, buddy, if you need a few bucks, or if you're a few bucks short or whatever, just give me a shout, I'll hook you up. That's so nice to see. It's close to home. It's nice to see.
Yeah, good sportsmanship you said there, 100%. It's great to see, and also for those wanting to play 2020 as well. Unfortunately, in these times, it's not a luxury spend that can just be out there. There are, game sharing options. So this is just something that the guys can look at, game sharing options, and a lot of oaks do offer that up. So, I mean, if you want to play F1 2020, your friend's got it, bum off him, do it. You've got to have some good internet connection to do it. Game share or the play share, which is also a nice option. But good to see that the boys are at least helping each other, getting them sorted for Season 2. I mean, without F1 2020, there will be no Season 2. Without drivers, there will be no Season 2. So I think it's pretty good and nice of the guys to do that. And thank you to those who did reach out and assist those of their fellow drivers. So pretty cool to see. Good community.
With that, Boris just broke the 133s. That's quick on a medium tire. We saw that times last night on a soft tire. That is ridiculously quick. We're going to see some close battles between him and Jacques Lefrançois in Season 2. I can guarantee you that now.
Yeah, Barry's putting that work in, putting that effort in. It's going to pay off for him in Season 2 for 100%. As I said, he's not to take away anything from the likes of Lee van Rooyen and Eugene, who are also and also Tiger Bolt, who left us mid-season. I mean, commitments with schooling and so forth. Would have loved to have actually seen Divan, Tiger Bolt, Eugene S44, Lee van Rooyen, also taken it to Barry's and Lefrançois out front. But the guys really need to, as fast as they are and as quick as they are, as good as they are, there's still that time differential to be made up to Jacques Lefrançois. He's just on another level right now since Japan. I don't think he's put a foot wrong. So and I think Barry's with that 133.9 is on the mediums around Sochi. He's actually he's showing us and showing the FTR community that Season 2 is going to go for it.
Yeah,
Maybe Warlock being his brother. Yes, sorry, correct?
Let's see if he gets in the rhythm, because, I mean, if he's got the rhythm, then he can maybe find even more time, maybe about another 10th and a half. So let's see, he can maybe go even faster.
Well, it definitely smashes my prediction for a low 134 and a 134.0. So he previously did let me down on a bet, I think, with myself and Tones. We did interview him about it. He didn't get into the time that I thought he would boast. Seen how quick they were actually going around Austria, but fair enough. Good for what he's done right now.
just following Nam Bulldog here from France, Kotze. He's also one of our management members. I hope he can better his time because he's on the border for 134.
So, yeah, and we got Henry saying that she says Yaku's getting a little bit excited there. He's struggling a bit, so yeah, she's actually laughing at him. So,
yes, and France did. He broke the 134. So well done, young man.
Yeah. There we go. Fourth driver into the 134, so time's off. Coming out. And as Kunrad said, yeah, the boys getting into their own rhythm now.
And I mean, Yaku getting a bit excited just shows that he's got a lot of passion for the sport and that he wants to improve. And that just shows a lot of determination. And I think that brings out the best in any driver if they really love what they do and if they have the motivation to improve. So I think that's fair to everyone who wants to be the best that they can be.
Yeah, I think to be a wife of a race car driver or a sim race car driver, I would love to hear the stories from the wives. How the drivers can fume if something don't go their way, or how do they react when they are doing good in a race. I would love to hear the stories. I think there's a couple of funny stories that can come out there.
So I'm big into Apex Legends. Myself and a colleague, a friend of mine, we play quite a bit. And you can imagine some of the words that come out of those encounters. And my son is also getting years into Fortnite. He's also now into Apex Legends. And when I'm sitting in my office doing work, and I can hear him actually during the day or whatever, and he carries on, and then I'll like say, "You can't get upset. And you mustn't be that type of child throwing tantrums." My wife looks at me and says, "You need to listen to yourself." So, I mean, my wife, even gives me terrible blues about when I'm playing games. So yeah, I can imagine some other guys who out there, wives, girlfriends, hearing some stuff that the boys are saying.
I see the guys are supposed, they are very close to go and fit the. Now, we've got like 1 minute left. We have to fit the soft tires. I see Boris already fitted them. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to story. It's going to be interesting to see what these guys are going to post, especially the top 4 guys on medium tire, what they're going to post on a soft tire. Because what I found in a practice session was you can have a quick setup, but that setup is not always going to work with a hard tire. And over this week so far, I've seen it happening. The guys are struggling on the hards, and then on the mediums they are okay, but as soon as they hit the soft tire, they're like 2 seconds quicker. Yeah. The delta between the tires is then the delta that Pirelli works out is completely a different story of what's happening on track.
Yeah. I guess it really. Sorry, Kunrad.
I think Burries is quite excited to get out on the soft tires. I mean, he's been pretty fast, so I think he wants to see by how much he can improve. And I expect a very fast lap time out of him. Maybe also the times that we saw last night. Like I said, I think it was a 1:43.0. So yeah, let's see how close he can get to that. No, sorry, a 1:42.0. So let's see how close he gets to that. Sorry, I'm having a bit of technical problems here.
Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, you'll see as we go. I mean, even now, sometimes the technical issues are, they creep up on you. As you can see, you even struggle to get into these lobbies. So just have to work through it sometimes. Adrian, you shouldn't watch your videos.
Yeah, I was just about to say, not some very nice commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've also gotten a lot of those pranking videos. I've watched it a ton in front of my family, and then that just starts blurping out, and they think I'll watch the wrong stuff. But I mean, yeah, you gotta.
I dearly apologize for that prank.
It was actually so. It was in the background, but you couldn't really hear too much of it. I don't think the stream heard, but yeah, I don't even flinch anymore when that comes on. I just look at it, put it off.
Nah, this was on the stream. It was on the stream. My wife just came to. What's going on here?
I think everyone's laughing after that, so at least they're enjoying the stream.
Yeah, some entertainment provided. So we never disappoint. It might not be that exciting with racing, but at least it's exciting on commentary. Got to keep it.
Yeah,
alive.
no, for sure.
But so that's how old. I think no one really flinches anymore when you hear it. I mean, if you don't know what it is, then you've been living under a rock for quite a long time.
No,
Yeah,
it was.
Sure.
I thought it was a funny video of Mr. Ramaphosa speaking, and then all of a sudden it's like, what?
Yeah, no. Well, CR is he's in a chat now in about 5 minutes, so let's hope. I'll really hope that he doesn't completely lock everything down again. And think about a lot of people that will be affected by it, but let's hope he has some good news for us. Doesn't look like it if you look at some of the numbers that are out there in terms of infections and death rates and so forth. But yeah, let's see what the Command Council say.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think times have been difficult, but also I wanted to mention earlier, Sheldon, you mentioned that that a lot of people have started getting into gaming since this whole virus started, and I mean, I think gaming console sales have gone up by like 20% since this virus started. So more people are finding enjoyment out of playing games, and it's also great for the guys back home. They can get more practice in for F1 2020 and 2019, and especially for the people that don't have a lot of time during a normal working week. They get a lot more time now, so I think that's great. So that just means the guys are going to get faster and faster.
Yeah, hundreds. Yeah, there's a lot more time. As obviously a lot of the industry opens, and I myself don't have too much time anymore, so I know I'm definitely falling behind what is considered par for tier 2. But maybe it's if another little week lockdown comes, maybe it's worth putting in some more hours.
I see Ace or Leith and Royan is still on the mediums. I don't know why.
I think he's just trying to, just to better his time on it. No, he's still in the pit. I see Abdullah's also in the pit. I just want to follow Mr. Tones here on his outlap.
Right, so see Nam has gone quicker, or quickest, on a 1:33.94. Interesting to see he's 200ths of a second quicker than Burries, who set his time in the medium. So,
but that's where it comes in. Well, like I said just earlier, the guys' setups regarding the tires.
And more guys feel more comfortable on the faster tires. Some people just can't seem to find grip in the hard tires, so I mean that's also just down to driving style. Maybe because they have more of an aggressive driving style and they like throwing the car around, and hard tires don't allow that. The hard tires are more for long endurance, so yeah, the guys just need to have patience and allow the car to steer into the corners and not force anything, because that's when you're going to lose time.
Yeah, we've got 15 minutes left of this session on the softs, and I see we've got Lee and Tom and Kill still on the medium tire. I think they just want to better their laps town to try, and maybe they're confident putting on a good time on the soft tires. So, yeah, I don't know.
They all Red Bull and Reynolds couldn't afford set of softs. Joke.
Even that can also be the case. I was just going to jump out quickly. I'll be with you now.
100% no problem. So
I
we
see
got
Nam's
a
gone
2
into
week.
the...
Yes.
Sheldon, you can- I see
into
Nam
the-
Bulldog has gone into the pits, so let's see how long he stays in the pits. I think it's going to be not that long until he comes out on a new fresh set of softs. So yeah, let's see if he can even better his lap time.
As I said, so we got basically a week's already gone by, but this weekend no Formula One. They're off to Britain, to Silverstone next weekend. Have you enjoyed the start of the season so far? The first 3 Grand Prix in a row.
To be honest, I found the last Grand Prix a bit lackluster in terms of Mercedes just dominating. I don't feel that's good for the sport, but definitely the racing further down the order has been amazing, especially between the McLarens, the Ferraris and the Racing Points. Okay, so Racing Point was a bit fast in Hungary, but I think that's just circuit dependent. So I think we're going to see a lot of close racing, but Lewis Hamilton was already 7 seconds ahead after 3 laps in Hungary. So yeah, I don't think that's good for the sport, but hopefully after the rule changes in 2022, we're going to see some close racing for the win.
Yeah, look, I think the development path that Mercedes are on should definitely, without a doubt, be carried over into 2022. I think 2022 is going to bring the field a little bit closer. It won't immediately, it can't immediately change out the pecking order. I mean, Mercedes' power unit is it's uncontested, absolutely uncontested. Unfortunately for Williams, they're not getting their aero right, they're not getting their balance of their car right. They can't take advantage of the performance that the Mercedes engine gives them, power unit.
But sorry, you can go.
We got obviously the pink Mercedes that is taking advantage of that power unit. Yes, the racing is going to be closer thanks to ground effects. Boys can follow each other a lot easier. They'll be cleaner. Oh, there we go. Barry's on the 133.299. 7/10 quicker than on those softs.
So only 2/10 down on last night's best time. So let's see if he can maybe make it into the 131.9 high range. So yeah, let's see if he can go even faster. I think he's got it in him.
Yeah, no, Boris, for sure. He can definitely get down into that 133.0. Yeah, if you can bring the 131s, sure, he's the man who can do it.
Sorry, 132.9. Sorry. I can't properly see on my screen here. As you know, I don't
it's
have,
very difficult.
2019, so I have to watch it from the stream on my phone. So that's unfortunate, but luckily with 2020, I can watch the spectate mode. So yeah, that's going to be much better for me. So I apologize on my behalf.
It's pretty difficult sort of following around when you watch it because the purple that they use for the leader or the quickest time, when it's in the backdrop of anything that's light colored, you can't actually see it.
Yes, it's very difficult to see it on my side.
It's not very bold. So. But yeah, coming back to the Formula 1, and you're right, very boring Hungarian Grand Prix. I think 10 laps in, I was like, what's the use of watching it? We know what's going to happen. The only surprise was Verstappen, considering what happened pre-race. So I think it was very boring.
That was a definite win for Red Bull. They got the best out of the situation that they had. I mean, that's a huge surprise that they got to repair the amount of damage that was on the car in 20 minutes on the grid. So I'm very impressed with what the Red Bull team have done. I'm not sure if they follow the regulations correctly, because I mean, I think the regulations are only 4 people can, for example, work on the power unit if something fails. So I don't know, because there was like 10 or 11 guys working around the car. So I don't know if they were in the regulations. We'll maybe find out. I don't know if anyone has put in a protest yet. But that was very impressive driving and very close at the end with Valtteri Bottas as well.
Yeah, I must say that I was hoping for a bit of a shake-up with Bottas, maybe challenging Hamilton for the championship this year, given that it's a shorter calendar. All great races coming up. Mugello. I see rumours about Portugal hosting a race, Nürburgring coming back probably for this season to try and strengthen or increase the list of Grand Prix this year. Kyle Army, if only.
That would be a great addition to the calendar.
Yeah, on Kailami, I read actually an article today on one of the English newspapers. The reason why Kailami was withdrawn from the calendar is actually a very, very sad story. I'm not going to mention it here, but guys are free to go and check it on the Daily Sun in the UK. Bernie Eccleston actually made the statement, but I actually want to talk about that's something that's on everybody's tongue: Vettel and Racing Point.
Oh yes.
What do you guys think?
Could not give you the opportunity to.
Well, first of all, with the new budget cap that's coming in 2022, I think that might not be a bad move for Vettel, because Racing Points has gotten a lot out of their performance and the way they work back at the factory through the with a minimal amount of money that they have. So I think they are way more comfortable with working with a smaller budget than, for example, Mercedes, Red Bull and Ferrari, because they've always had these big budgets. And I think they are going to be one of the faster teams when the new regulations come in, because they've been doing that for the past 10 years. So they are quite comfortable with having a smaller budget, and I think they are going to cope quite well. And also with Aston Martin coming in, it's going to become the Aston Martin team, so that might not be a bad move for Vettel.
I think, it's... He didn't achieve what he wanted at Ferrari. And I don't look, I can only make speculation of what I read, interviews I see. I'm not an expert, I'm not a pundit of Formula One. I just love the sport, I like watching it. I've got my own opinions, and I don't expect anybody to approve of those opinions at all. But I've been a fan of Vettel, as I said. I mean, my son's named after him, Sebastian. And since 2007, I've always been a huge fan when he finished in, I think it was BMW Sauber, finishing the points. He came to Ferrari, and the point was as a rebuild phase. But I think, as you see today, there was an announcement about a technical restructure, or yesterday or today, a technical restructure for Ferrari. It just shows you that the management plays a huge role in what's happening with the team itself, because since Vettel's joined, there's been one or two team principles, and there's consistent change within the management structure, technical department. There's never really been that stability in that base that Red Bull offered, because since 2005,
No, you can finish.
Since 2005, Christian Horner has run Red Bull. Adrian Newey joined, and still today they're still the same team, still stable. You can pretty much pick up on the faces in the garage as well. The technicians look like the same. The mechanics look like they're the same guys. So if you watch long enough, you can recognize faces. And I just think that was lacking. Yes?
For sure. I mean, Mauricio Arrivabene was a much better team principal, in my opinion, because he handled the situation well, and Vettel was very happy. And then when Binotto came in, I think things went a little bit south. because he isn't as happy as he used to be when Arrive Bene was there. But that's also the reason Alonso left, because Ferrari also got a new team principal in 2014, I think, and Alonso didn't like him, so that's why he left Ferrari and went for McLaren, because you need that stability. So for sure, back in 2012 when McLaren was still competitive, they had Martin Whitmarsh as a team principal, and they've had him, I think, for 5 or 6 years. So there was a lot of stability, and as soon as they went to another team principal, the team started falling down the grid. So that can make a huge difference.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, and I think in a lot of the interviews that you watch, where they commentate on Vettel, you can find some articles, on what WTF1 and so forth, and they speak about the relaxed environment Red Bull created versus the political, upright brand awareness of Ferrari. It's like going from a family-owned business to a corporate suit structure. Coming back to Aston Martin, you're right. They've got a limited budget. They're probably not Haas so much anymore, but between them and Haas, they do the most with the small budget they have. They're also in a rebuilding phase. It seems of a less corporate structure. Yes, you got the brand Aston Martin now to be aware of. Well-known car brand as well, very reliable. They use Mercedes engines in the cars. They use Mercedes engines, obviously, for the one team. So, is he going to have the power unit, and he's going to have the hardware to compete? In the beginning, I'm not sure. If he had to climb into one of Racing Point's cars now, would he be more competitive and get better results than Perez and Stroll? I don't know. You can't say yes, can't say no. Possibly yes. There could be a definite improvement for them. If you look at Vettel's caliber of driver he is. But it'll be a big challenge for him. And I think maybe, as he said in the interview with Martin Brundle on Sky, it's something different, something new, something exciting. Because Martin Brundle asked him, where to now? Are you scared? Are you nervous? And he says, no, it's one of the most exciting times of his life, not knowing what's coming. So maybe joining Aston Martin might be number one, the return to form for him, that return to stability, and the return to basically freedom, where he can lead and develop the car for them and with them, like he thought would happen with Ferrari in the time of Jean Todt and Ross Brawn with Schumacher. So I think from the change of that leadership to what they are now, it's vastly different at Ferrari. But that's just what I think. It's one man's opinion.
For sure. And I think the entire team is hungry to get a win, because they've been in Formula One for a long time. So I think the team is very hard at work, and they are quite excited about the new regulation changes. And also another reason why I think it's going to be a good move for Vettel, having a 4-time world champion with all that experience in your team, guiding and developing your team and the car, is also a huge amount of much more excitement that you get when you win, because not winning for 10 years, it demoralizes you. And when you get that 4-time world champion in the car and he starts developing your car, I think that's going to show them where they've been doing things wrong and where they can improve, because Vettel's been at Ferrari, that has been probably the second fastest team, so he knows how to be fast, and he can definitely lead a team to be maybe one of the fastest teams on the grid.
Yeah, he's got that. He definitely got that understanding of the vehicle and where it needs to be, and help with that development. So, from what you read about him, understand how he works. And those guys who commentate on how he works with the team, or comment on how he works with the team, very analytical, knows how to get the best of the car. But I just think maybe just from he's driving, as you can see, he's maybe just fallen a bit out of passion with racing or driving for Ferrari, not feeling that support that he would feel probably going to Aston. So Look, I want him in Formula 1. I'm still a great fan of his. I don't, irrespective of what anyone says, a lot of guys are against Vettel, saying, yeah, he had the best machinery, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013. But if you don't have the best machinery, you don't win a championship. Someone said in the week, I can't remember who it was, you can take Lewis Hamilton, put him in a Fiat Punto, but and then you can take Carter Cayenne and put him in a Mercedes. Who's going to win? So at the end of the day, machinery plays a large part as well to the performance of the driver. If you look, for all circumstance, Hamilton right now undeniably is probably one of the best driver. He's the best driver on the circuit, because you've got Valtteri Bottas, who's got equal machinery, doesn't get the same results.
And
he won the first race.
That confidence.
Yes.
Sorry guys, I just want to jump in here quickly. I was switching that's expired now, and I see there's still drivers out track out laps and that sort of thing. They must just be careful. I think the times are going to get deleted now.
Bori's done a very, very fast lap. He's on a 1:33.0. That's what I predicted he might get. I thought he might go a little bit faster, but that's a very, very quick lap time. And I think I'm not sure, but that's almost exactly the same as John did last night. So yeah, no, for sure they're going to have a close season next season. So, and a close last few races.
And just quickly before we leave here, I'm just reading some of the comments here by the wives, Henry, and then obviously your missus, Adrian. So now, if she comments on any of your reactions, she doesn't think you guys will be married anymore. So Titus coming in, and you wonder what his wife's reaction would be. Titus, maybe your missus could also climb onto the stream. Well, first of all, get her a PlayStation, get her the Formula 1 game so she can also partake in racing. But then let her comment on the stream. Maybe she can tell us a bit about your reactions to racing and the game. I mean, it's always, I came back to my son loses his mind a little bit. And I show him the videos of the kids, who throw those ugly tantrums. So you mustn't, don't become like that. But I'd like to see one where, maybe I could challenge our better halves. Take some videos of us when we're racing and see how we react. And maybe we'll also check reacting like those little spoiled kids.
Yeah, no, I'm going to for sure be the guy with a straight face and the concentrated face. And with the tongue out or biting the tongue or the lip, just concentrating to the absolute limits. And then when I get it wrong, probably a bit of frustration. Probably a bit more than the people need to see, but yeah, that's just the love of the sport, and that's just what Formula 1 does to you.
Yeah, suddenly the carpet becomes the hardest material in the house when the controller hits it. So. No, I've never thrown a controller. That's one thing. I do get frustrated, but these things are pretty expensive, so you can't just walk into a bank and just take a controller and go. It costs a bit of money, so. Yeah, you got to really have a good reason to justify to throw your controller around. So, but boys and girls, youngsters who are listening, don't do that. It's not
especially with the new PlayStation 5 coming out. I wonder how expensive those controllers are going to be, because there's a lot more technology in those controllers. So I think they're probably going to be 2,000 rand. So people better look after their stuff if they get the PlayStation 5 in the future.
Yeah, I think if the Lord and the sun shines on me quite nicely, by the end of the year I could have my PS5. That's all hoping. But I'll probably have to buy my second controller a button at a time.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. But I also heard that there's going to be a lot of customizable items. So I think a lot of people are going to be able to customize their controllers like they want to. Maybe put a few two Pirelli tires around your two analogs and stuff like that. So I'm quite excited to see what that brings.
Yeah, no. I've seen some very nice artworks and some very nice designs on the PS5, and it's looking like it's gonna, if you can customize your PS5 to how you want it, it's gonna be brilliant. I mean, that's something. I mean, I've got a customized PS4. When I say customize, I mean I really went to a company called Rapstars, and they printed out me some Red Dead Redemption 2 stickers and that. So I've customized my own PS4, but if it can come pre-customized, I mean that would really be awesome for sales. When you get it to your own. I've seen some very nice designs. I must say, the Apex design I've seen incorporates black and with a luminescent yellow-green color, which is absolutely awesome. So that's going to look nice. But I'm not a big fan of the white only. It's going to get horribly dirty.
Yeah, the white only doesn't look that good, but the white with the black looks quite good. But I also think I'm quite excited to see what Codemasters will be able to do on the PlayStation 5 with all its power and the SSD that's probably unmatched by PCs. That so they say. We're not sure, but I think it's going to bring a lot of improvements to the games from next year onwards. I think they're going to add a lot of more features, and yeah, the gameplay is just going to be amazing. And I think the graphics are going to be
Sheldon, can
amazing.
I just ask you if you can get Boris and Lee and Olaf and Bulldog in our party chat, please?
Okay, Boris Lee. I can do that, meneer.
Boris Lee, Avilach and Nam Bulldog.
There we go, so I haven't invited him. But so yeah, I'm pretty excited. PS5 coming out. For those who can afford to pre-order, I'll give you my phone number, give you my email address, and maybe you can help me pre-order one too. For all those in the stream, I'll start a GoFundMe account. But yeah, we look it's transitioning to 2020 as well, F1 2020. So hopefully. The investments guys are making on the gaming now, in terms of games themselves, is cross-playable or backwards compatible the PS5. So you can definitely 100% see the difference. Yeah. But I watched another video. The guy built a gaming PC to match as you said, the SSD to match the performance of a PS5 and. No, he said, look, your PS5, let's say it's $599 US. The PC build was like $7,500 US. So, and it's only good for 3 years, and then you gotta upgrade your PC again because there's something else that came out. Although your PS5 is already in it, so.
Take a knock, Mr. Avilach. Sorry to interrupt you guys. I thought you weren't quick on this track, my friend.
No, it's been a tough week, so yeah.
Well
it was
done.
one of those. Yeah, mate, it was. They had no setups tonight. I don't know what was wrong with Codemaster. After I left the lobby and switched off my PlayStation and back in again, and I had no helmet and I had no setup, so default +1 tonight, and it seemed to work. So happy days. But not close to the other guys' times that they set on day 1 and day 2, but I'll take it. So I'm over the scale.
No, I think you put in some respectable times there, HB. I mean, on the hards and mediums and the softs, you were actually very quick. And
yeah, the softs felt good, eh? I mean, I've messed up a couple of laps and I looked back in the stuff, but it was a good night. Yeah. And well done on the comments, Mr. Sheldon and team. Well done.
Thanks a lot.
No, 100%.
Thank you very much.
I think we've found another commentator who's going to sacrifice himself to the greater cause. No idea.
It's all good. That's what it's all about. This league is about for the greater cause. So yeah, well done, guys. I mean, it's good to have you in comments box tonight, and hopefully see you on track in season 2. So it's good.
Thank you very much. I've enjoyed it much, and yeah, hopefully I can commentate in the future again. And for all you guys back home, hopefully I didn't do too bad for my first time, but yeah, I enjoyed it.
You did exceptionally well.
Thanks, Gunnar, and well done, Sheldon. Thanks for making yourself available. I know you've also been busy with stuff, so thanks.
Yeah, no, 100% craziness. Just going to get that lobby started, and we saw some issues. So I think, as we said, I think it's just that all these servers are probably bombarded with the guys. I think a lot of new guys from 2020. I think that's why 2019 is not getting the preferential treatment on the servers or something. So no, we haven't.
No, absolutely. So we'll probably have issues tomorrow night, but we'll sort it out. And yeah, it was a good session. So well,
yeah.
Thanks, Adrian, for taking me on.
It's a pleasure.
But I'm also with you. I'm also on a default skin again and a default helmet. I also got.
I don't know how that happened, Sheldon. I've got no idea.
Yeah,
So that's why I left
well,
the session the first time. I thought if I reload, then it would be good. And when I reloaded, it was still be first plus one. So, but Boris was quick. Boris had a really good session. So even my teammate man did a very good session, and he was himself again tonight. So it's good to see that the guys came back after Austria. So it's going to be interesting to see on over the weekend. So we'll probably the tiers of the weekend, and it's going to be nice to see.
And HPR, thanks a lot for what you're doing for this team, for this league, and everything.
Yeah, all good. I think everyone's got an input. It's just not me. It's everyone combined. So it's guys like you who commentate and stream. So yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, HB.
Thanks,
cool.
man.
Thanks,
oh, sorry, sir. Good evening, sir. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, sir.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao. Who else do we have here, Sheldon?
No, so Lee Van Rooyen and Boris and Nam did not join. So I'll send them an invite quickly.
No, it's okay. Guys, yeah, I think that's our night for tonight. I'll also send them invites. So, yeah, join us tomorrow night for our last night of pre-season testing. And big shout out to our sponsors and our viewers, our dedicated viewers. Yeah, from my side, guys, thank you. And Kunrad, thank you for joining us tonight. I think you did a phenomenal job, Jan.
Thank you very much. I've enjoyed it a lot. Definitely looking forward to the future of this league, especially season 2. And yeah, I'm happy to be here. And yeah, over to you, Sheldon.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much. Good not going. Well done. I mean, it's commentating. It's not that difficult. It's not easy, but it's not that difficult. You know. I'm sure you'll get into it. It's pretty cool. It's nice. It's especially nice when you got up to 3 guys. I think Andrea can attest to that. It's pretty lonely when you do it alone. I know Tones as well, he commentates with me too, and we've had Puff Mace, we've had Marku. So a lot of the guys are very willing to help and to step in when it's needed, so it was nice. Again, welcome to the commentary team, welcome to FDR. Adrian Meneer, thank you very much, it was great tonight. Thank you for streaming, and ladies and gentlemen on the YouTube, please remember, if you do subscribe, hit those notification bells so that when we go to season 2, you get immediate notifications to watch the stream. And yeah, our lovely voices yet again. And then, yes, let's get those ladies involved more, and let's get another league going dedicated to the chosen ones in our lives. Thank you very much, boys and girls, and good night from me.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.